Hello there. So welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. Today is day 4 of Begin. And sometimes in yoga, when we get to the end of our movement or the end of the twist, for example, today, we think that we have to become more rigid for it to be beneficial. But in life, that's not how it works. So if I'm reaching for something in the back seat of my car, I go to a certain point and then I have to go a little bit further. I have to move my body again in a different way. So what we'll be focusing on or working on today is creating a movement or a gesture and then seeing what we can move when we're there. It's a little bit more real to life rather than holding rigid poses. Also, it's very unsafe to hold rigid poses at the end of our range for our bodies. It's just not, for me, it's not really cool. So come rest into your child's pose. Come. So resting in, landing in, just finding your way. As always, if child's pose doesn't suit you, then come into lying on your back or rest yourself forward so that you're not compressing your knees or your feet. Finding your way in this, and then just settle in. And begin to deepen into your breath and find the sensations of belly pushing into thighs, lower back widening, pelvis expanding, spine lengthening. Nice. And then kind of just shimmy your shoulders gently from side to side. And so I'm drawing my shoulder a little bit up towards one ear and then the other one up towards the other ear, moving my rib cage a little bit from side to side. And there's movement possibility here, or maybe try and lift your spine away from your thighs and then push it down. So this inherently is a wiggle. This is a kind of somehow do a random movement, a kind of a rolling, like you're trying to scratch your back on a tree in the forest. And so just have that sense of moving. Moving is life. It's an amazing, amazing thing that we can do. So we're going to practice moving today. So bring your hands to the floor into your cat pose. Hands are under your shoulders. Grab the floor with your fingers. And then like we did just there, draw one shoulder up towards your ear and then the other, and notice what happens in your rib cage. So as you move, be slow in the movement and be connected. So be in the movement. Sometimes, I know for me, I can get into the doing of the movement. And because I'm doing it, I think I'm listening. But listening and being in your body is a different thing. So be in your body as you wiggle. And then arching and rounding. Listening. Hearing the deep of your spine. So as you arch, lift your tailbone. As you round, squeeze your bum. Arching and then rounding, squeeze your bum. Nice, one more time. Arching and then rounding, squeeze your bum. Nice. Bring your hands a tiny bit forward, so maybe a half handprint forward, and then bend your right elbow down towards the floor, and then your left elbow down. And it's not about getting your elbow down, it's about moving your body. So listen to the movements that are created as you do this. Something happens in the hips, in the lower back, in the belly. How do you hear that movement as you slowly and steadily drop one elbow down and then the other? You're just hearing, moving, connecting. Nice. And both hands to the floor. Bring them back underneath your shoulders. So bend your right elbow and then turn your head towards the left. And imagine you can look towards the ceiling above you towards the left. But go gently. How do you look towards the ceiling above you to the left? And then bend your left elbow and try and look towards the ceiling above you to the right. Whatever range that you have, and it might be your shoulders that tell you that that's enough, or it might be your neck or your whatever it is. Go gently as you move as you listen. I'm just hearing what is the most wholesome, healthy version of this for you. Rest your bum back, bring your arms back beside you. Rest into a child's pose. Nice. Bring your hands forward. Tuck your toes under. Lift yourself back into your downward dog. And then how would you have a wiggle here? So it's harder to move your shoulders here, so bend your knees. And as you bend your knees, your hips will travel from side to side. There is movement up into the shoulders, but actually drawing your shoulders towards your ears isn't as satisfying as bending your knees. And just feel that. And then wiggle into your feet. Just have a sense of moving into your feet. This practice is about moving, creating more movement in the body, connected, safe, and well in your body. Bend your knees, stretch your legs, bend your knees, stretch your legs. Nice. Slowly walk forward with your feet and bring your elbows to your knees. Nice. So from here, how would you sit on the floor? So for me, I bring my hands forward. I sit down because my knees can do a squat, and then I sit down. Or bring your hands to the side and come lie on the floor all the way down. How did you do it? Land on the floor. So arms are straight out to your sides, and just have a sense of your feet are flat on the floor, they're hip distance apart. Shoulders are wide, spine is resting on the floor. Nice. Begin to sway your knees from side to side. So there earlier we were moving the shoulders and the arms to create a twist in the spine. Now we're doing it with our hips. As you drop your knees from side to side, how do you feel this in your body? The sides of your body are lengthening, your spine is twisting. You feel a lengthening down through the sides of your thighs. Nice. So next time you drop your knees to the right, we're going to move into gliders. So slide the left foot to the right foot, left foot to the right knee, and then left knee up in the direction of the right shoulder, and then gliding back. We did this yesterday. Back to center. Drop your knees down towards the left, and then glide the right foot to foot, foot to knee, knee to shoulder, and come all the way back. So begin to glide from side to side. Noticing what happens into the shoulders. And there's that sense of feel that your body is moving. You know, that you're not going to the hard edge of the end of your range. You're trying to pause before you're at the end of your range so that you have a sense of lightness or softness in the body. You're moving in slowness and you're connecting to you. Nice. Come back to center. The next movement is called alarm clock. So take your right hand and let it travel like a helicopter in front of your face. Keeping both feet flat on the floor, reach your right hand just to the thumb side of your left hand. This is alarm clock. You're reaching for your alarm clock and then pull your elbow back and bring your arm to the floor. Nice. Do the same side again. Let your right hand travel like a helicopter and then over towards the left. Reach like you're trying to pick an alarm clock up from just above the left hand. Both feet are flat on the floor. And coming back. Nice. Other side. Left hand travels over towards the thumb side of your right hand. And then coming back. Feel your rib cage as it moves. Now we're twisting the upper body. Bend your elbow, let it travel over towards the right. And then coming back, land on the floor. So that's Y, a side alarm clock. And then there's an up alarm clock. So there's an alarm clock above my head, around 1.5 feet above my head. So how am I going to get to that? So drop both knees to the right And then begin to let your left hand travel until it's just in front of your face. And then it goes up and reaches above your head and touches the floor above your mat. So you're reaching up and beyond the top of your head. Come all the way back, elbow to the floor. Keep your elbow bent. And again, drop your knees to the right. Roll over onto your right. And then your left hand reaches above your head. And when you're there, just feel all the different sensations and see if you can lengthen a little bit further, because it's just beyond where you're reaching. You're like, I don't want to move. I just want to reach for it. Breathing into your body, feeling the movement possibilities. Don't be rigid, be long and supple. Nice, come all the way back. Both arms are wide. Other side. Right hand travels in front of your face, knees travel to the left, roll over onto your left, and then your right hand reaches above your head. Come back, bend your elbow, bring your elbow to the floor. Again, reach above your head, traveling over to the left, drop your knees to the left arm, right arm reaches above your head, and then try and go a little bit further, like you're like, oh, if only I could just grab it there. And then feel that there's a movement possibility, that you're not rigid, but that you can be alive and supple in your body, even here. And then come all the way back. Both arms are wide. Nice. Bring your arms long beside you. Bring your feet so they're hip distance apart again. And then rest your right ankle on top of your left knee. Elbows are a little bit out from your sides, and push your elbows into the floor. And then really slowly begin to sway your knees from side to side. And go slowly, because the weight of your legs have changed. And the right buttock has changed as you do this. And also the right foot will pull the left knee down, which will increase the stretch to the sides of your hips. So go as slow as you can and absorb the information of moving. Can you make this really smooth? Can you make it really slow? Can you be present as you move? If you're feeling that your legs get too heavy, then you've gone too far. So understand the sensations and adjust. Nice. Come back to center. Cool. Lift the left foot off the floor and let that pull your right knee up towards you. And then just settle in and just feel down into your pelvis, and maybe just like you're trying to scratch your sacrum on the floor, like wiggle your hips a little bit from side to side, or have a sense of moving your toes or connecting down into your legs, or let yourself be alive in the poses you're doing. Be mobile. It's just so beautiful. Nice. Lower your foot to the floor. Lower the other foot to the floor. Other side. Left foot to your knee. Slowly, because this is a whole new leg. The left leg will experience a stretch in a different way because of the way the ankle and the knee have turned. And just travel from side to side. Can you hear that this side is different? Be in your body as you move. Here as you move. What's happening in your rib cage? What's happening in your elbows and your shoulders? What's happening in your neck? Nice. Back to center. Lift the right foot off the floor. Let it draw your left knee towards you. And then just see what movement possibilities you have. Connecting down to your toes, down into your legs. Nice. Lower your foot to the floor. Lower your other foot to the floor. Super duper. Roll over and come all the way up to stand. Just coming up to stand. What way do you stand? How do you do it? Always an interesting question. Nice. Hands to your hips and just roll into your hips. As you roll, hear the full of your belly. The back, the sides, the front. So the first day we did the back of our body. And the second day we did the sides. Yesterday we did the front. And now we're beginning to twist and move a little bit differently. And then roll in the other direction. Just hear your body. Really appreciate the movement's possibilities. Roll your shoulders, big circles. And just feel your shoulders moving. I love going into the achy of my collarbones. Do a lot of physical work with my arms during the day, so my collarbones love when I move them. And then roll in the other direction. One of the Zoom classes the other night, I started singing my achy breaky heart. And so it's more the achy of your collarbones rather than your achy breaky heart. Squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears and drop them down. Really pull them down like you're holding bags of heavy shopping, and your shoulders are being pulled down, and you reach your fingers a little bit more down towards your feet. And then draw your shoulders up. And then reach your fingers down. Nice. So come sit on the floor, all the way down. What way do you sit on the floor? It's always a good question to ask. Stretch your legs out long. So take your two hands and place them on your thighs. And then just turn your chest towards the right. Bring your right hand beside you and slide your left hand down your right leg. And then come back. Bring your left hand to the floor and slide your right hand down your left leg. And those of you who have been with me for a while, ye old yogis, know that in my head, as soon as I start doing this, I have a soundtrack. So slide your hand down on the baby toe side of your leg and just maybe meow. Hear the soundtrack of your movement. Meow. And remember, this is your body moving. You don't have to look like anybody else. You just have to feel, oh, when I do this, I feel lengthening through that side of my body. Oh, and when I do this, I feel lengthening through this side of my body. Nice. Next time you travel down the right leg, pause at the end of your reach, like at your maximum, and see if there's movement. Like for me, there's no movement here. So I'm going to reverse back around 6 inches, and then I have movement. So I can round and arch suddenly, and I can wiggle my shoulders, and I can draw my shoulders forward and backwards. Nice. Super. Other side. Slide your hand down your left leg as far as it goes. And when I'm all the way at the end, there's not much movement. I feel a bit trapped in it. So reverse back around 6 inches and then draw your shoulders forward and backwards. Doesn't have to be a big movement. Round your back, arching, rounding. And then show one shoulder forward, then the other shoulder forward, so twisting. Nice, come all the way back. Bend both knees and your feet are wide and on the floor. This movement is called sandwich. So you're sitting at a picnic, you're all is well, you're chatting to people, and then you see that there's a plate of sandwiches in front of you. Take your left foot and tuck it in towards your right bum, thigh kind of area. If you have anything going on with your knee, go slowly and gently and listen. Okay, bring your left hand to the floor and then reach your right hand forward. And then pull your elbow back and go, nice sandwich. And then reach your right hand forward again. And then come back. Just hear what is happening in your body as you do this. Right hand forward. And then pull your right elbow back and bring your right hand behind you and twist towards the right by holding on to your left knee. Oh, right knee with your left hand. And notice, are you at the end of your range? Are you feeling very rigid in your twist right now? And if you are, reverse a little bit out and then move a little bit in your twist. Just feel that. How do you move in a twist? And it can be really gentle movements, really subtle movements. Maybe roll your chest in a circle. Maybe roll your belly in a circle. Nice. Cool. Other side, both feet wide. Again, you're sitting at your picnic. All is well, chatting to amazing people, having wonderful fun. Ha 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 ha, so lovely. And then take your right foot and tuck it in because you see a sandwich. So bring your right hand to the floor and reach your left hand forward, drop your head down. Nice, pull your elbow back, yum yum. And then reach your hand forward. And then pull it back. Nice, one last time. Reach your hand forward. And then pull your left elbow back and bring your left hand behind you and hold on to your left knee with your right hand. And in the beginning, go all the way to the end of your range. And when I'm there, I feel like I'm wrapped in really tight cling film, which serves its purpose in some ways because I know where my end is. But then I come out a little bit. I move the backhand a tiny bit, and then I begin to move. So just lift and drop my shoulders, round and arch my back. And then twist one shoulder forward, twist the other shoulder forward. Nice. Stretch both legs long out in front of you. Just roll into your belly. And then roll in the other direction. Oh, nice. Drop your head forward. So as you drop your head forward, if you find that you're stuck feeling, bend your knees and round yourself forward, or bring your feet wide, or find a way that you feel a softening through your spine. Or if you feel like your spine feels comfortable, then just reach forward and hold on to something and drop your head forward. But remember, don't be rigid. So are you at your maximum right now? Reverse back a little bit and soften. So don't cultivate a rigid practice. Cultivate softening and movement. How amazing. Wiggle your toes. Breathe into the back of your neck. Wiggle your neck. Nice. And coming all the way up. So if you want to lie down or sit for a while I chat to you, just lie down on the floor and I'll do the ending of my class. So lie on the floor, knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Just take 1 minute to rest. Sometimes people ask me, what about my neck? What about my shoulders? What about my rib cage? Do you have specific exercises for those places? And so I would say every time you come into a pose, like I have Post-its sometimes on my mat to remind me that what is my neck doing in this pose and can I wiggle my neck? Because if my neck is rigid, then that's what I'm practicing is a rigid neck. So how do I get really mobile into my neck in any pose that I'm in? How do I cultivate softness? It's an interesting question. So I will see you all tomorrow for another amazing installation of Begin. It's such a pleasure to be here. This makes my day. So great. Come join our tribe, this amazing community of people who are subscribing €10 per month to this and to the continuity of this. It creates a long-term sustainable project and that actually feels really awesome to do. So be well, be awesome, and really importantly, wiggle all the way through your day. Don't stop wiggling. So great. Be awesome, be you, and ciao for now.